All right, Queens, in this episode, we're going to talk about your goals. We're going to talk about tracking your goals and your aspirations and the importance of doing so. More on the inside of Powerfully Her. See you there. Hello, Queens. How you doing? I'm a little bit mellow right now. I'm a little under the weather, but we're still going to push through. And that is important. When something's really important to you, no matter what, you're still going to do it. And like the title of this episode, Track It, I want to make sure I'm tracking the importance of the goals that I have. And I hope you do the same as well. So this is episode 33. My energy might be a little lower, but this is episode 33, which is so exciting. And I titled it Track It. And what I mean by track it is, because I know sometimes I could speak really fast, because I'd be excited. Track it. What I mean by that is to track your goals, track your progress, or just track where you are. And what that means is just measure it. Give yourself a defined time, date, and place when something occurred that is important to you. For instance, if you said, you know what, I need to stop. It's a start. I need to stop eating carbs. That could be very hard to do. Very hard. Especially if you're a very heavy carb person like I am. And this in America, we are very heavy on carbs. But I love them. So no judgment. However, sometimes, with our health, we have to dial it back because our health is most important. So therefore, tracking, well, first of all, give yourself grace. Let's back up. In order to track anything, we first need to give ourselves permission to track our goals. We need to give ourselves permission for everything, Queens. See, the thing is, God has already, just being alive in existence, He wants what's best for you. So that means that if He's already given you life, if He already wants what's best for you, it's up to us to make those things come true, right? So that's why we have to start giving ourselves permission to say, you know what? I give myself permission to have a good life. I give myself permission to go for what I want. I give myself permission to start tracking my goals. I give myself permission to stand up for myself. I give myself permission to no longer want to work in a toxic environment or be around toxicity and people that are very toxic to me, or just in general. You have to start giving yourself permission, Queens. So the thing about tracking that is just that. Give yourself permission first. Give yourself grace first to say, you know what, I should be doing this and I do deserve it, because you do. You really, really do. So this is why tracking your goals and tracking your progress and just tracking what you want is so important. So important. We talk about power in the pivot and things of that nature. That aligns with this, because power in the pivot is just saying, you know what, I'm just going to make one small change small, and I'm just going to make it happen. Monday momentum is saying, I'm going to have the energy of Monday or January, new year, new me, to start taking action on my goals. I'm not going to wait till Monday. I'm not going to wait for the week to be over and wait to start new, reset and refresh, right? I'm not going to wait till Monday to do that. I'm not going to wait till January for my new year, new me to happen. I'm not going to wait for Monday, my restart, refresh, or my power in the pivot, or my Monday momentum. I'm going to take action now. And the beauty of that is tracking those things helps you be able to measure where you are, because you want to be able to celebrate yourself, Queens. You really do. You want to be able to be like, you know what, I did that. I did an incredible job. You want to be able to look back and see how far you've come. But if you're not tracking it, if you're not detailing it as to what that looks like, I'll paint it for you, is you want to say, look, you know what, last Wednesday, I stopped cursing. Maybe you stopped cursing. I stopped gossiping. You're like, oh, okay. You have in your mind, you're self-aware, aware that on this day, I just stopped doing that. And you might have some slip ups here and there. It happens. Some people take us there. Well, we give them permission sometimes to take us there, but you're aware of it. And even if you didn't start, that's cool too. But just say, you know what? I'm aware that maybe I've been doing this thing that's not good for me for way too long. Maybe I've been around these people or this one person that I shouldn't have been around for way too long. I have given up on myself and I should have never done that for way too long. You know what I mean? That's the tracking is just building, is the clarity. It's just up close in front. It is the awareness. Like, I am now aware on this day or this time, this occurred and this needs to change. Or I'm aware on this day, on this day, this date, this time. It doesn't even have to be all three. It could just be like, it was a Thursday. It doesn't have to be a 2:59. Don't complicate it. It's just, or just like, hey, I remember last week I decided I was going to do this and I did it. But the reason why you should be detailed in it, because it shouldn't be just last week. You should know the day, because that's saying it's important to you. You know, like if you go to the doctor and they're like, oh, can you tell me, if the doctor's reading your chart and they're like, oh, I guess you got testing last week or something like, no, that's not beneficial. We need to know. When was the last time you had a pap smear? When you you know what I mean? Like when we need to stay on top of our exams and things of that nature is very important. Health is very important. And I understand some women and girls, it's hard for them to get that. And God willing, you will, because your health is very important and you deserve to have the best care. So with that being said, it's very important to detail what is going on in your life so you're aware. And it shows the level of importance of it. So when it comes to tracking your progress or tracking what you need, your areas of improvement for self-improvement, right? Doing that, what that does, it just shows it's important. And it shows what you're going after important, but more importantly, shows that you're important. Yeah. It shows that you're important, queen. You are. You are important. You are valuable. You are more than enough. That's what it's showing. When I spoke about in episode 31, toxic environment, the reason why, the first thing I said, the first thing you have to work on is identity. And why? Because if you don't know who you are, you will allow anyone to walk all over you. You will be susceptible to the most awful things happening to someone that should never happen to anyone, because no one's better than anyone, right? So if you're allowing those things to happen, there's no way in the world you're going to track what you need to do to get better in your life. And I also want to say this idea for this topic, I get ideas all the time coming from God. Alhamdulillah, I do. But this topic was inspired by another sheikh that I heard, another imam, and he spoke about tracking your progress and about getting up for prayer. And, as Muslims, we have 5 prayers in a day. And I was not, for years, I was consistently not getting up for Fajr prayer, which is, God, please forgive me. That's not okay. And this is why it's very important to be transparent and be upfront and honest with you. Because if I sit on here and pretend I'm on some soapbox about you, this is how you have a better life, and I'm not speaking about the things that I need to work on, then it's just like you acting like you're perfect. And that is far from the truth, because no one is perfect. Even if they try to project perfection, it's a lie. Only God's perfect. But that being said, I had to look inwardly at me and remind myself that, number one, that God created me, and I have to give thanks all the time. And as Muslims, one of the biggest things is the foundation is prayer, 5 days, 5 times a day. So the earliest prayer is very early, usually like 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, sometimes 3 something. It depends. The times change. However, I was not being consistent with it. I made my 5 prayers. I did that, but they were late. Now, why were they late? Be honest, Nadira. I have to be honest with me, because it wasn't important. I always came up with an excuse. Oh, I have so much going on. And we all do, girl. You ain't the only one. Like, I have to remember, Nadira, you ain't the only one. Get over it. So what? Get up. So for the past 3 weeks, my family and I, we have been getting up, alhamdulillah, for Fajr prayer. We have not skipped a day. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And that's the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to get up. Like, we're That's what we're supposed to do. And I'm able to track it. So I know exactly when we started doing it. I know it was in the month of April. That's another thing. If you don't have the day, that's cool too. Just know it happened in April. It happened in May. You know what I mean? Because the enemy wants us to be so convoluted with details that we don't move forward. Right? So it's like, if you don't have the day, the time, the environment, if you don't have the month, if you don't have all those things, it doesn't count. That's not true. That's not true at all. That's a lie. It all counts with God. But if we we overcompensate and we confuse ourselves with the details that in that way that are not important, to the point where I just listed date, time, all this and that, you're going to get overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed. And then you're going to be hard on yourself because you don't recall. Like, oh, I didn't put it in my phone. Oh my God, I didn't put it in my phone. I didn't write it down. Oh, I'm so stupid. Blah, 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 blah. And that's not true. It's not true. It could just be like, it happened in April. Like for me, it was in April when we decided that we are going to double down and be firm with this as a family, as a unit, collectively as a family, and then individually, because we all have our path with God separate. But at the same time, we do come together, and that's beautiful too. And we're stronger together. This is the purpose of this podcast. We're stronger together, right, Queen? Remember I spoke about the fist, right? Stronger together. Not each finger is not strong on its own, but when they're a fist, they're powerful, right? So we're powerful together, but also be powerful individually. However, I have to be honest as well. We all got a lot going on, but I can't make praising God the last. He's the one that gave us everything, and I don't have time. Or I'm rushing my purse and I'm late. Let me back up. I'm late and rushing my purse. Unacceptable, Nadira. So that changes. And I'm very firm on that. Firm. It's unacceptable. It's a non-negotiable to me anymore and my family. And we're up. And that's the way it's supposed to be. I take it seriously. So my point is saying that is, number one, thank God for giving me that idea, seeing that video, which is a wonderful sermon that he spoke of. And I was just like, oh my God, I get so much inspiration God gives me to what topics to talk about, and just experiences that, that I've seen other women go through, or me go through, or anything like that to help, right, for us to grow. So this is where this topic for this podcast came from. And I want you to, Queen, start tracking it. Just track it. Don't complicate it. Don't complicate it. Just know the month. That's it. And start tracking the things that you want to do. Because at least you can acknowledge, okay, this is where I need to go. This is where I need to grow. This is what I need to do. You're aware. But if you don't have no awareness of it, how are you going to get better? Right? You got to know what's going on. You got to know what's going on with you, because you're worth it. What you're going after is important, but you're important. You're extremely important. The thing is very important, but if you're not activating the thing, what value does it have? Right? So this is why, Queens, we got to do it. We got to do it. And remember, it has to be you. It's got to be you, Queen. It's got to be you that brings your dreams to fruition. It's got to be you that makes everything come alive. It's got to be you. It's got to be you. No matter how I'm feeling under the weather right now. I was fine. The other 2 episodes I record most of my episodes. It's called batching. So I batch usually about like 3 or 4 episodes in a day for content. And a lot of content creators do that. And it's helpful because what it does, it works for us. It just allows you to focus one day solely on content. And then when you do, you're able to bridge out for the rest of the week. Perfect. Or the rest of the month, right? Week, month, whatever works best. So the first 2 videos I did, episode 31, 32, I felt fine. Well, actually half of 32, you can see that's why I was a little shorter. My energy kind of dropped a little bit, and I just started to feel sick. So that took some time, give me some time to rest and things of that nature, and I got back to it. Now, that doesn't mean that if you were under weather, you're not feeling well. I'm not saying got to power through everything. You can do it. No, if you're like really sick, like, come on, you know what I mean? If I couldn't get up, I'm like, we ain't doing this today. We cut it short. Like, you have a lot of intellect. Let's make sure we're using it. So I was able, thank God, God was able to get me better, and I was able to be here with you. But this is my energy's a little low. But the point I'm making is that you're worth it. That's the point I'm making. And it is worth me feeling how I'm feeling. So coming to you and pouring into you, because I know the value of not just what I'm saying, but I know how valuable you are. I know how special you are. So this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. It's not about me. Got to get up, got to make it happen. We have to be consistent. Like I said about prayer, I have to do it. The bed feels amazing always, but we know, especially early in the morning, we don't want to be woken up. We all want to wake up when we want to wake up. That's natural. Like no one wants to have to get up to an alarm clock. No one wants to have to, you just want to be able to freely get up on your own always, right? But there's those pivotal moments where we have to get up by our alarm clock. And that's a good thing. That's the discipline. That's the structure. That's the tracking. Tracking is that information right there. The clock, God is like, look, at this time you need to get up. This day, this time you need to get up. Got to get up. You're like, okay, this is the time. This is important. And it is. And when you start disciplining yourself that way and you're being consistent with being disciplined and you're focused, your life will just start to flourish in the most beautiful way, queens. I'm telling you, abundance is your birthright. It is there. It is there. But we have to start making God our number one. And we got to start focused on the things we want and start silencing the noise. Like what I said, episode 32, focus so much on self-improvement. You have zero time for criticism of others. You were working on you. You were building yourself up. You too busy tracking it. I'm tracking right now. I can't. Like, what is it? Clock it. Clock it. My niece likes to say, she be like, clock it, clocking the T, clocking what? That's cool. But let's track it. Let's track it. Let's get into tracking when it comes to making our life better. Because we could clock whatever we want. Are you clocking the fact that you're not tracking your life? Are you clocking the fact that you're not getting better the way that you should be? Are you clocking the fact that you're in the same position you were last year, the year before, and you haven't moved forward? Right? Or are you aware that you are not where you want to be? Remember, we have to break. Remember I said the other episode where I spoke about breaking the patterns to create new habits, right? And I was rhyming, but I'm under weather, so I don't even remember how I said it, but I remember saying it was bars, but it was a bar. But the point is that you got to do it. You got to do it, and you can do it. You can do it. I'm cheering you on. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. And when in doubt, you humble yourself, prayer, and you've got 33 episodes of Powerfully Heard. Like, what are we talking about? Like, come on. You can listen to this anytime, wherever. All right, queen. So it's time we start tracking what we want, not in a mechanical, robotic way. Make it natural. But I'm not saying it needs to be with everything. I'm not saying every day you need to track it. I don't want you make it natural. Like, oh my God, I didn't track that. I didn't do this. Like, that's not living. What I'm saying is here and there, maybe once a month, something you need to work on or something that, whatever it is that you need to do, you're just tracking your where. You are self-aware of what you need to do. Okay? Because it shows growth. It shows clarity. And also being aware of it is progress too. That's also breaking the patterns. Because if you're aware, like, wait a minute, like I was aware, I was just like, you know what? I haven't been getting up for Fajr prayer for a while, like years on time. Please, God, forgive me. But I'm aware of it. Okay, Nadira, now we're aware. Now it's time to get to phase 2. That was phase 1. Phase 2 is take action. Because how long are we going to be aware of something and not take action? Right? So this is why it's very important for us to start tracking it, queens. Okay? Yeah, I don't want to make this too long. I think you got it. So, just a takeaway is just one thing. I just want you to track one thing that you know you need to do. And does it, let it be the month, or start, now that you're aware, let's just look forward to doing that, the tracking. Just say, you know what, I want to do this and that, or it can even be future tracking. Like on this day, look, that's what goal setting is, right? I'm on this day, this time, not day and time, but this particular moment, this is what I hope to execute on to break the patterns, the bad patterns I've had before, to create new ones, right? That's powerful. It's wonderful, queens. And you can do it. So let's start tracking, queens. Tracking. Okay? Just know that you are wonderful. You're wonderfully made. You're special. You're beautiful. All that good stuff. And more, And you deserve to have a really incredible life. Full and lush and vibrant. And travel the world and not have anyone tell you and dictate to you what you can have and not have. And despite all the things going in the world, you were like, you know what, I'm going to be one of the courageous ones. And not only change things for the better, to show other people that they can. That they can. Because I hope to be, this is another thing the Imam said, be a river of blessings, not a dam. Let it flow. Let God's blessings flow from you so that they can flow to other people. Because that's what the river is doing. The river is flowing to other. The water is spreading out in such a beautiful way. It's not being held up by a dam, which is blocking the blessings from coming, blocking the water from coming. And that's the same thing for you, Queen. Be that river of blessings. Okay? Because that's who you really are. I'm only speaking to who you really are. That's it. I'm speaking to you. You. The real you. Okay? It's been great, as always. It always is a great moment connecting with you and having this podcast. And I just want you to know that more than anything, I just want you to really see you for you and just start doing it. You know, believe in yourself, love yourself, start tracking it and taking action, Queen. Start taking action. All the things we talk about in these episodes, you have what it takes. Start doing it. Start doing it. Okay? Because if you want something different in a positive way, you got to do something different in a positive way, right? And it has to be you. Okay? Until next time, Queens, God willing, we're able to have more of this, you know, this wonderful moment and blessing, so that this is a gift. So God willing, the gift will continue pouring out so you're able to receive. And until next time, I'll see you. Remember, you are powerfully her. Bye.